Hi, this is Greg Monty, and I'm here to talk to you about the setup for the third grade heat transfer experiment that you're doing with your classroom. And this is really for the teacher. It's a very short video to explain the kit, which comes in this big box. It might be pink or blue. In this case, it'll say heat transfer kit, and with a number on the top. That number should match the notebook that's inside, and you're going to use this during the experiment in your classroom. So the first thing you want to do is take the lid off and open up the box. You're going to have a CERT Education Series third grade heat transfer notebook, which will contain all the stuff that you need to do this experiment. It'll again have the kit number on it, my card if you need to contact me or us, a bag which will contain your memory stick that you can download files from, just sort of a flyer about the experiment and how to get a hold of us, an introductory video document for the teacher which explains what you're going to do in the experiment, a step-by-step setup file which is also laminated because this experiment has water, so we want to keep it from getting damaged, a lab sheet for your kids which you can either make copies of, it's 3 pages, or have them do it online if you have that capability, an answer sheet for that lab sheet, and then the heat transfer PowerPoint document, which is the file that I'm going to be speaking to in the video for the students in the classroom, and lastly a few quiz questions which confirms or does an assessment of what the students have learned during the experiment. So this notebook is fully contained. All of the files that you saw in here, the paper documents, are online, and that's all explained in the file on here that refers to the website, the CERT website at NCA&T, which contains all of the information, including the videos for showing them in your classroom. So that notebook, I'm going to set that aside. The rest of the box contains a number of things. Small storage boxes. This one contains 12 small cups and a portable mouse to use with your video in the classroom. So you can set that up on your computer if you don't have your own portable mouse. Another box with 8 large cups and 16 small cups, some foam lids, and a cup that's used to cool thermometers. And then lastly, a box that has 8 aluminum bars, 8 large A cups, and 16 thermometers, and then the heating pot that's used to heat the water that's used in this experiment. And I'm going to set that to the side here. So the way you set this up, it's very quick and easy. The first thing I would recommend you do is take out, you're going to use A and B cups in this experiment, so you can take out all the aluminum bars. And I'm going to sort of tilt this down so you can see on the table exactly how the setup takes place. There are actually 9 aluminum bars, and then there are a whole bunch of thermometers. I'm going to set the box of that to the side. In addition to that, we have this cup that's used for cooling thermometers. I'm going to set that to the side. And then 16 foam lids. That's how many you need to do 8 separate setups. Set those over there. And then we have 8 large B cups and 16 small cups. Those are actually liners to be used inside the bigger cups, and then the portable mouse, of course. So the way you're going to do this, and what I would recommend, since you're just going to use A cups and B cups, is I would sort of line them all up, A and B next to each other on a table. So in this case, I'm putting 8 B cups over here, and I could put 8 A cups to the side of each of those B cups, You can put them in a straight line or two different rows. It's pretty straightforward. I'll take a few of these cups away so you can see how this is going to work. So I've put 4 A cups and 4 B cups in a row. And then when you do this experiment, you then need to put liners in each of these cups. This is just to protect the cups a little bit. So I'm going to put one small liner cup in each of these. So I've done 4 sets of A and B cups with liners. And then the next step in the process is to take an aluminum bar, push it through the large slot on one of the foam lids, and push the thermometer. Keep the sheath on the thermometer because otherwise they become very pointed and can damage the foam cups. So you just built a little structure like this. It has the 2 foam lids, the 2 thermometers stuck through the foam, and that's a basic setup. So then you'll come by with your pot of water. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to fill the B cups with about 1 inch of water at the bottom. So you take cold water in this hot pot and do that. Then put the hot pot onto the heating unit, the base of the thing, and push the little lever on the side of the hot pot downward like this, and it'll turn on, and you'll see the light turn on, and it'll heat up the pot of water. You could use one of the thermometers set to Fahrenheit, and you push the left button to turn it on, and you push the right button to set either Celsius or Fahrenheit. So we want to set it to Fahrenheit, and stick it in the water to monitor the temperature of the water. When it gets up to 140 degrees, you can turn it off, and you can reheat it just before you need it in the classroom. So we've got the cups. We're going to heat up the hot water. Let's say I've heated up the hot water, and then I pour hot water in each of the A cups to about 1 inch, 1.5 inches below the top lid of those cups. And then it's a simple matter of taking your thermometer and foam lids and sticking them in to each cup, like so. You'll have them set up like this. And as it's explained in the PowerPoint for the students in the classroom, it looks just like this, with A cup with hot water, a B cup with cold water, 2 thermometers turned on and set to Fahrenheit, and an aluminum bar spanning the gap between the 2 cups. And that's all you have to do. You do that for all 8 stations if you need that many for your classroom, or fewer if you have fewer tables or groups. And at the end of this whole experiment, we would request that you you pour out all the water back into your hot pot and dispose of it in the sink. And then when you disassemble this whole unit, it's important to do a couple of things. You want to take it apart, turn off each of the thermometers if you would, disassemble them from this setup like this, take the aluminum bar apart, put all the aluminum bars together, leave the foam lids out on a table. You might have to squeeze them to wring out some of the water. Let them dry overnight if you could. But if you can't, call us and return it to us, because we'll have to dry them out. We can't leave these things stored wet because they, of course, get a little bit moldy. All right, so that's it for the experiment. It's quite simple. You follow the video that's been produced for you and for your classroom. And then the last thing, when you pack everything up, please follow the instructions. If it says 16 cups and a portable, 16 small cups and a portable mouse to use with the videos, then please put that into that box, and you'll see that listed here. Okay, so just pack it up the same way with whatever it says on the label, and then call us, and we'll come back to your office and pick it up from your front office. And we certainly appreciate you taking the time to use this module in your classroom, and we look forward to hearing some feedback from you. It's very important to us to know how many classes you did this with, how many students approximately were in each of those classes, and then any additional feedback that might help us to improve this third grade heat transfer experiment. Thanks a lot. Bye.